mental illness isn't really something that we really talk about in the African community. My name is Drew, I'm 26, I'm a New Yorker. I'm a first generation West African and I'm a graduate of the OnTrackNY program. I think there are like preconceived notions about mental health. I don't know, what do you think when somebody has like schizophrenia? Never knew what I could do when I would let it loose. Never call the truth in the booth and I tell the truth.
Well, Drew is my son and he's the only man in the house. There's 16 years between him and his older sister.
What do you think our relationship has been like?
You're the second mother.
I feel like sometimes you try things out that you're like, okay, well, she's younger, she might be hip to it.
Right.
The Drew that we knew, right, became quieter in high school. And both my mom and I thought that was just growing up and changing. And
behavior started changing when Drew started telling me about how, he'll be on the subway and people will be making comments about him. And so when he started telling me about, I'm like, Drew, this is New York. People are busy. I mean, were there clues? Maybe. Did I see them? Definitely not. I didn't see anything. Mental health issues are not something that are within my scope of understanding or even thinking, because I come from a country where if you have mental health problems, it's a choice.
So I was studying media and film at BCC, Bronx Community College, and that's when I first started experiencing symptoms. It just became hard to go to school because I was hearing things on campus. And I was really frustrated because I thought everybody could hear what I was hearing.
At that time, I was transferred to Nigeria.
My mom worked for the UN, the United Nations. We decided that it was probably better for me not to be by myself. We decided to move from New York and go to Nigeria.
Because he's gonna have a sense of self. You're gonna grow up in a country where people don't talk about your color. They talk about Drew.
I guess he was right in the midst of it, but we didn't know any of it. We just thought it was a young guy trying to figure things out, but he was really struggling and wasn't able to, at that point, tell us what was going on.
I think for the longest time, Drew fought on his own.
Mental illness isn't really something that we really talk about in the African community. And at some point, it just got really bad that I had my first episode there.
And it was all hands on deck. We gotta figure this out.
So that's where we started. That's when I knew it. That's when I heard the word.
How did I feel when Drew was diagnosed with schizophrenia? I felt heavy. I felt, whoa, it's stunning. It's, what life is he gonna have? Or what does it mean for him? What can we do right now to help him? Because he's clearly in pain, he's clearly confused. We need immediate, trauma, immediate help. Then thinking about ourselves, what does this mean for us? What are we gonna share? Who are we gonna share with? Because it's a huge stigma. How do I show him that I still love him? I'm still proud of him? And then rediscovering and refeeling hope.
To conquer is a mind over matter, as it were, but this was mind over mind. I spoke to my boss and he was like, don't waste your time, take your child to the US. We came to Columbia Hospital and this social worker came and told us about OnTrack.
That support system was really powerful for me.
It's cool, there's a team of really 5 people that are helping you, but it's that one person that you connect that can really be the access points for everything else.
When I first met Drew, he had come to us after several hospitalizations, including being hospitalized in West Africa. Part of the primary clinician's job is really to work on goals that are important to Drew. So the treatment team, our participants, and the families work as a team.
That shared decision-making piece is really important, where I was able to guide my own recovery. It made me feel like what I actually had input into how I was going to be treated.
That respect and freedom to be part of his own treatment.
Don't you think that talks about mental health have become more prevalent these days than ever?
Yes, it's more in the open. And I think for us, for Black and brown folks, we still need more people that look like us talking about what it is. I know at least 3 other families that we're dealing with this for a long time, but we never knew about it until we started talking to each other.
I can't let my dreams die. Nightmares of me being tongue-tied. Human being is my disguise.
Into the picture, the frame, man, I seen the change. Let me free phrase. Come out your pockets, I'm coming for your change, but really just stay in my lane. Yeah.
So I met Drew through working at OnTrack as a peer specialist, because a peer specialist has also been someone who has received services. Using my own experiences and struggles and triumphs to relate, and we've been able to just kind of feed off each other.
Black but sound white, the raps to die by, the dynamite, the beat will die tonight. I just might come out for the fight night.
I would have some sort of writing prompt, and after that, share with each other what we wrote, using art and music to share and connect. He was a very quiet person in some ways, and then when he would rap, it's like this whole other side would come out.
I know I have bad days and good days, but when I'm rapping, those bad days seem like so far away.
The minute he felt better, he wanted a job.
Working with Drew, it was very full circle because I worked with him as a peer specialist, and then after he graduated the OnTrack program, he became a peer specialist himself.
I mean, I used to be a patient at OnTrack, and now I'm working here, which means that I use my lived experience to help others. When I was going through it with my own recovery, I feel like if I had somebody who said me too, that would have been really powerful. You have to work towards your wellness. The train has been kind of soothing for me. It's kind of therapeutic in a way, because I have to deal with what I'm scared of. Being part of the moving city in the morning, being part of something bigger than myself. I'm just in my own world, kind of release my nervous energy. It really helps my symptoms. One of the best things I learned about myself was probably about how you're more than your diagnosis. You're a person who still has dreams.
I feel it's Drew's story to tell when he should or feel and want to tell it. So, and I'll continue to support you and continue to love you. You know I'm proud of you, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay, cool.
Drew wants to tell his story. Drew is a success story. I learned so much from him and his growth, and I think that I am growing up because Drew is growing up.
Something that my uncle told me that was really powerful was that things aren't going to be easier. They're going to be tough, but you're going to get better.